My sister looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Stevie, Mom's death wasn't a big deal, but my wedding is. So hand over her inheritance." I swear, for a second, I couldn't even breathe. She wasn't crying over Mom. She was crying because her $75,000 Napa wedding planner wanted an advance. And when I said no, the smile on her face died like she'd been slapped. She stood in Mom's living room like she owned the place, flipping through wedding catalogs while Mom's photos were still on the wall. "You don't even need the money," she said. "You're single. You live cheap. I deserve a dream wedding." I felt my stomach twist. She wasn't just greedy, she was cold. The same sister who never visited Mom in the hospital was now demanding half of her inheritance like it was some clearance sale. I tried to stay calm. Mom left that money for both of us, for our futures, not for a luxury wedding. She scoffed. "Future? Please. Napa is my future, and you're ruining it." That's when things got uglier. She called her fiancé, Trent, and put him on speaker. He didn't even say hi. He just said, "Stevie, be reasonable. If you don't give the money, you'll be responsible for canceling the wedding." Canceling the wedding? Because I wouldn't fund it? I stepped back, trying to process the madness. And then she said the line that cut deeper than anything. "Stevie, you owe me. I'm the successful one. People expect a grand wedding from me, not you." I felt something burn in my chest. She didn't know I'd been working in silence for years. She didn't know I had already built something huge. She didn't know I wasn't the broke, quiet sibling she thought I was. But before I could say a word, she pulled out something from her purse. A legal document. "Fine," she said. "If you won't give me the money, I'll take it another way. I'm suing you for withholding rightful assets. My lawyer already drafted it." My hands went cold. She was serious. She was ready to drag me to court over Mom's inheritance, and her eyes told me she was sure she'd win. But she had no idea what I was holding back, and why the lawsuit would destroy her, not me. That line told me everything. It was never about love, never about family, never about Mom. It was about image. She would destroy anyone to protect that image, even me. I stared at her and said, "You want a war? Fine, let's go to court." Her face drained of color, but before she could respond, my phone buzzed. A message from Mom's lawyer. "Stevie, I think you should see what your mother added to the file last year. It changes everything." My heart dropped. Something I didn't know? Something Emily definitely didn't know? And then I saw the attachment. My hands shook. Because the file didn't just change everything. It changed who the real heir was. My breath caught when I opened the file. It wasn't just a note. It was an updated will signed and stamped only 6 months before Mom passed. And right under the main clause was a line that felt like thunder rolling through my chest. "In the event of conflict, misuse, or financial pressure from any party, 100% of my estate will go to Stevie. Not half, not shared, not negotiable. 100%. I reread it 3 times, my hands shaking, because Mom knew. She knew exactly how Emily operated. She knew Emily would twist, guilt, and demand, and she knew I'd be the one standing alone. I hadn't planned to use it. I didn't want drama. But now Emily was dragging me to court for money that legally wasn't even hers. So I did what I never thought I'd do. I printed the will. Just holding it felt like holding quiet power. A few hours later, Emily and Trent barged into my place again, this time acting like they were running the entire state. Emily slammed her phone down and snapped. "My lawyer says we have a strong case, so unless you want to be embarrassed in court, you better settle now." I didn't answer. Instead, I calmly handed her the printed paper. She grabbed it, annoyed, then started reading. Her face changed instantly. First confusion, then fear, then the kind of rage that only a spoiled person feels when the world stops bending for them. "What is this?" she shouted. "The truth," I said quietly. Mom updated the will, months before she died. Trent snatched the paper from her, scanning it fast, his lips tightening. This can't be real. Why would she leave everything to you?" Emily's voice cracked. No, Mom loved us both. She wouldn't choose. She wouldn't do this." But she would. She did. And Emily knew why. She had abandoned Mom during her hospital days. She only called when she needed something. She didn't even show up the night Mom had her last surgery because her friends had a brunch photo shoot. The truth was loud now, and she had nowhere to hide. Emily's eyes filled with tears, not of sadness, but humiliation. "Stevie, you better not use this in court. I swear, if you show this—" "I sued you first," I reminded her. "This isn't revenge. This is reality." Emily stepped closer, rage trembling through her voice. "You think you won? You think this makes you better than me?" Before I could answer, Trent touched her arm. "Emily, calm down. If this will is valid, we're in trouble." The word trouble made her snap. "No, I am not losing my wedding because he wants to play hero." Then she said something that froze the room. "If Mom gave everything to Stevie, then there's only one way to fix this." Trent whispered, "Emily, stop." But she didn't stop. She looked at me with a wild, desperate expression and said, "If this will disappears, then so does your little advantage." She wasn't bluffing. She was ready to cross a line even I didn't think she'd cross. And just when she reached for the paper in Trent's hand, my phone buzzed again. A message from Mom's lawyer. "Stevie, I think you should see what your mother added to the file last year. It changes everything." I opened it, and my jaw dropped, because the next document was the one that would destroy her entire lawsuit in seconds and expose the secret she'd been hiding for years. I opened the new document, and for a moment, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. But the words were clear, painfully clear. Financial recorded. Repeated withdrawals from Mother's account totaling $48,700 taken by Emily without consent. My chest tightened. Emily had been stealing from Mom, not helping, not supporting, not borrowing, stealing for months behind everyone's back. The file showed exact dates, withdrawal slips, even ATM footage timestamps. Mom must have added this record to protect me, or maybe to expose Emily when the time was right. And now, this was the right time. Emily noticed my expression shifting. "What now?" she barked. "Another fake paper?" I turned the phone toward her. She took one glance, and her entire face drained to white. No, that's not real. It's edited. You made this." "Mom's lawyer sent it," I said quietly, "directly from her estate file." Trent stepped forward, grabbing the phone from her trembling hands. He scrolled through the pages, then stopped. His jaw dropped. "Emily, these dates, these are when you told me you were helping your mom pay medical bills." Emily froze. Trent whispered, "You said you were the only one taking responsibility." But you were taking her money? Emily shook her head so fast it looked painful. No, Trent, it wasn't like that. I needed to handle stuff. She said I could. She didn't, I said quietly. Mom told her lawyer everything. Emily's voice cracked, desperate. Stevie, delete it, please. If the court sees this, I'll lose. I'll look like a thief. You are a thief, Trent cut in, his voice stiff, hurt, betrayed. You stole from your dying mother to fund parties and designer bags. Emily's hands shook violently. I did it for us, for our wedding, for our future. Trent stepped back from her like she was a stranger. Our wedding? Emily, you lied about everything. You said your mom gave you that money willingly. Her eyes filled with panic, but Trent wasn't listening anymore. He turned to me. Stevie, I'm sorry. I had no idea. Emily spun toward me with pure desperation. Stevie, you can't show this in court. Please, I'm begging you. I'll give up the lawsuit. I'll forget everything. Just don't use that paper. For a second, I almost felt bad. Almost. You didn't think twice before suing me. You didn't think twice before draining Mom's account. You didn't think twice before threatening me. She tried to speak, but nothing came out. Then suddenly her face twisted with anger. The tears dried. Her voice turned cold. Fine, she whispered. If you want a war, you'll get one. And then she stormed out, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. Trent didn't follow her. He just stood there, defeated, whispering, Stevie, this isn't over. You know she won't walk away quietly. And he was right, because 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed again. A notification from the courthouse. But it wasn't about canceling the lawsuit. It was something much bigger, much worse, much more dangerous. Emily had filed an emergency motion. And when I read what she accused me of, my entire world stopped. The emergency motion hit me like a punch. Emily accused me of forging Mom's will. Forgery. A felony. She wasn't just playing dirty. She was trying to destroy my entire life. My lawyer and I walked into the courtroom the next morning. Emily sat across the room, shaking, but still wearing that fake, confident smile. She thought she had trapped me. She thought fear would crush me. But she didn't know Mom's lawyer was already waiting with a folder in his hands. When the judge called my name, he stepped forward and presented everything. Mom's updated will, the digital timestamps, the hospital witness signatures, and finally, the security footage of Emily draining Mom's account. The judge's face changed instantly. Emily's lawyer looked like he wanted to sink into the floor. Emily's smile vanished. She whispered, No, this isn't happening. Then the judge spoke the words that closed the chapter for good. The court dismisses Emily's claim. The inheritance belongs solely to Stevie. And Miss Emily, you are now under investigation for financial abuse. Emily burst into tears. Trent quietly walked out without looking back at her. And for the first time in years, I felt Mom's presence like a warm hand on my shoulder. I didn't celebrate. I didn't brag. I just walked out with the truth on my side and my dignity untouched. Outside the courthouse, my lawyer said, Your mother protected you. This was her final gift. I looked up at the sky and whispered, "Thanks, Mom." And as for Emily, her 75K wedding was canceled. Her relationship ended. Her mask fell. But me? I walked away stronger, quiet, steady, and finally free. The underdog didn't just survive. I won.